the half-dragon, the half-ogre, and the half-orc. These are all creatures and monsters that play on the idea of a human interbreeding with a monster or more monstrous type creature. But what if we fuse some of these monsters together? I introduce to you the Dragrllion, the result of either magical or more traditional means of a dragon and an ogre being fused together. It is also a combination of the word dragon and Ogryllion, which is the canonical name for half-ogre. As to what the Dragrllion will be like once it's alive is a little hard to predict. As with making any sort of hybrid monster, you can never really fully predict what genes will be passed down from either parent. It's also even harder to account for the fact that dragons exhibit such a wide variety of traits and characteristics, and even completely different moralities, which I know the D&D alignment system is pretty flawed. I think it's kind of weird that all red dragons are evil, or all gold dragons are lawful good, or is it chaotic good? I'm not too sure. So this Dragrllion will vary widely based on what kind of dragon was used to create it and how it was raised. However, it will definitely have a pretty short temper, probably like an average intelligence, because dragons are pretty smart, but ogres are not. It will likely be an opportunistic and crafty creature, being able to forge clothes and weapons and armor out of just things it finds around. Although I think that most Dragrllions will have the ability to form not necessarily tribes, but like networks of smaller creatures and monsters to help work for them. Ogres do this with other goblinoids. So I think it's entirely possible that a Dragrllion will find a way to put themselves at the top of some sort of social hierarchy and use that to their advantage. And like I said earlier, ogres are pretty greedy at times, and dragons are pretty often the symbol of greed. So this creature will probably be quite protective over its things. It might have a hoard, but it might just have a handful of items that it carries around with it. Like I said, that's just kind of an individual variation. One Dragrllion, let's say the ogre genes really shined through, and the only things that really make him draconic are his like fire breath, fire damage immunity, and he's just stronger. Other than that, he's just an ogre. So he might appear greedier, but he may not actually be driven to be greedier. He might just have a better means of projecting his greed onto the world. Meanwhile, you could have another Dragrllion that's crossed with like a iron dragon or a silver dragon. And, same scenario. Maybe he didn't inherit that much draconic traits, but he could still exhibit some sort of lawful good characteristics. It's again, I think that the whole every dragon belonging to a certain species is kind of dumb, and I think I'm not the only person who thinks the D&D alignment system is kind of weird. But yeah, I think Dragrllions could be really interesting monsters. Obviously, I think dragons are better when they are spellcasters, but you flavor it as some sort of elemental attack. Like, I like to have dragons where their spells are flavored like Shin Godzilla's tail atomic breath, or where maybe they're shot out of some other part of the body, or they're just shot out of the mouth. I think it'd be really cool if Dragrllions could use spells. And yeah, so that's just a quick monster I came up with, and some associated artwork. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Also, there's a stat block for this monster in the description. It is based off the Homebrew system that I use, which is basically just D&D, but a few of the rules are slightly different. I will provide a 5e compatible version as well. Thank you.